Open up. The Emperor believes you've been detained long enough and has come to a decision. In approximately 10 days, you'll be executed in the public square.
What?
Unless, that is, Prince John, your brother, finally decides to pay the ransom. His Majesty the Emperor cannot wait much longer. Your subjects will pay, or they'll never see their king again.
This is a fine example of the cowardice of your emperor. Sending flunkies to perform his dirty work.
Tonight, a messenger leaves to inform your brother of the ultimatum. Your fate is in his hands now.
Would you grant me one last request?
What's that?
That you make sure the knight Ivanhoe is also informed of this.
Fine. He'll get the message.
Ivanhoe, a messenger from Austria.
10 days. 10 days to collect Richard's ransom. Our king will be killed if we do nothing.
Yes, but do what? When the treasure that we've collected so far is barely half the amount required by the Emperor.
We'll have to go where the gold is to be found. To York.
Are you mad? We'll never be able to get Prince John to pay it. He'd rather see his brother dead.
I'll make him pay. Saddle up my horse. I leave for York at once.
I'm going too.
This is good news for us both, Malvoisin. Indeed, very good news.
Very good news, Your Highness. Oh, I'll soon be your Royal Chancellor.
Sir Ivanhoe, Your Highness!
Prince John, we must prevent King Richard's execution. We must pay the ransom, but I cannot do it without your help.
Yes, yes, indeed, we must, Ivanhoe, but how can we? Our coffers are empty.
Empty? Then we'll collect money from the nobility. For if we don't pay, the king will die.
But we only have 10 days.
That's more than enough time.
Well, I will do what I can, for you see, Ivanhoe, my brother's absence is painful, and I miss him.
It is England that misses him most.
That's so very true.
Tomorrow I will inform the Archbishop and the nobles. I will do my utmost to put King Richard back on his throne. So long as I live, good King Richard will not die.
We must stop him right away.
Well, yes, but how? We've tried everything.
That's your problem. This is a brilliant opportunity for me. I shall finally be crowned king.
Apart from attacking Rotherwood, I don't see what can be done.
Imbecile! I'd be excommunicated by the Archbishop and the nobles would throw me into prison.
Well, yes, of course. Bois Gilbert is right. We must lay siege to Rotherwood. All that we need is the right pretext.
Explain yourself, please.
We'll be back in 2 days.
Be careful now.
Give the Archbishop my best.
Yeah!
Whoa! Say there! Are you all right? Need help? Is he dead?
I don't think so.
The plague! The plague!
If it really is the plague, then we're both done for.
We don't know for sure yet. Let's bring him home. Rebecca will know what to do.
If this man's got the plague, you cannot leave the castle or approach anyone.
But what about the ultimatum?
The plague is fatal and contagious. You'll contaminate everyone around you, and they in turn will contaminate others. Believe me, I've seen what this disease can do.
King Richard's life is at stake.
You leave here, and thousands of people's lives are at stake.
Harold, raise the drawbridge and lower the portcullis. No one is to leave the castle.
Yes, my lords. Yes, indeed, Your Grace, the plague. The plague infests Rotherwood.
But how can you be certain that the sickness is in fact the plague?
Your Holiness, a villager told me about the man and his symptoms. There can be no doubt. It is a clear case of the plague.
Mr. de Lazarus is a very learned man. He has worked in many a hospice in Europe. But forgive me, Doctor. Please continue.
Thank you. As you know, the plague, or Black Death as it is known, is extremely contagious. It makes no distinction between beggars, commoners, knights, nobles, or archbishops. If we do nothing, soon everyone will have the malady. Your peasants and all your tradesmen and your families will die.
What must be done?
Place Rotherwood and its inhabitants under quarantine.
Yes, that center of contagion must be cut off from the world. No one is to leave that castle.
But Ivanhoe...
Forgive me, Your Holiness, but no distinction can be made for either peasant or noble.
Is there no other possible solution?
There is not.
If we don't act now, Your Eminence, the entire country will be destroyed.
I will oversee quarantine measures. Believe me, not one person will venture out of Rotherwood.
We hereby give you carte blanche, Prince.
Highness?
That was perfect, de Lazarus. You've earned your 100 crowns.
Before I became a charlatan and a fraud, I used to be a barker at fairs, Mr. Malvoisin.
Say, what did you give that peasant?
A small potion, just for the occasion, and a few crowns.
Front de Boeuf, go tell Lady Rowena that her beloved knight is deathly ill, but don't be too cruel. Break it to her gently.
You come in without permission?
Prince John wishes to inform you that you cannot leave your chambers for several weeks. It's for your own safety.
What? My safety?
A case of plague has broken out at Rotherwood.
At Rotherwood?
Yes. They say even Ivanhoe has caught it. Now I must go there to set up the quarantine. Excuse me.
The castle's been surrounded. All the exits are blocked.
Perfect. Now remember, no one is to leave. Anyone tries to, shoot them on sight.
Yes, my lord. And so?
We're ready, my lord, to hold them siege for months.
10 days is all we need, Front de Boeuf. 10 days! Just imagine, I'm laying siege to Rotherwood with the blessing of the Archbishop of Canterbury and the good wishes of every nobleman in England.
But why wait for 10 days, Your Majesty? When we could dispatch a messenger to Austria announcing our refusal to pay the ransom.
And that way, Richard will be executed before the limit of the ultimatum.
We'll simply be pushing things ahead a bit.
You're very wise, Malvoisin. For the sooner Richard dies, the faster I become king. Front de Boeuf, find your swiftest messenger and send him off tonight.
No! Leave me alone!
Well now, he's coming too.
Not the potion, please! Not again! I beseech you! I did what you asked!
But I've given you no potion. Drink this and you'll calm down. The fever's made him delirious.
Look at this.
How could a poor fellow like this be in possession of so much money?
You there, step forward. They say you're a great horseman.
Yes, I am, my lord.
I've an important mission for you, son. Tonight you depart for Austria. When you see the Emperor, you must tell him we cannot pay the ransom he demands.
Ivanhoe! I've got to tell Ivanhoe! And I came straight here to tell you.
But why wouldn't the prince wait until the ultimatum expires?
The prince wants to eliminate King Richard and be crowned king himself.
But that's treason. Send him to the gallows.
There's no time for revenge now, Harold. We must intercept that messenger before he reaches Austria. Tonight, I'll see to it.
What? You're out of your mind. You have to stay here in quarantine. In fact, we all have to. Any one of us could have the plague.
If we do nothing, Richard will be executed.
But it's madness. goodness! You're contagious. You must not leave here.
I have to.
You must avoid all contact. Don't touch anyone.
Dressed like this, they'll fear me, knowing I'm a plague victim. Wish me luck.
Good luck, Ivanhoe!
Next time we'll play for money. I gotta do my rounds.
What's that? Stop! Guards on the double! Shoot on sight!
Grab your bows!
No!
No! Shoot! Shoot! Don't let him get away! What the devil? He disappeared!
All right, that's enough. We'll let him go. I don't want to get near a plague victim.
Have a safe journey now, and beware of Robin Hood. Yeah?
Don't worry about me.
Keep your eyes open in the forest here. Ha!
You must avoid all contact. Don't touch anyone.
Sorry, friend, but I can't let you get to Austria with this.
Yeah! You're nothing but a useless, incompetent clodpole, Front de Boeuf. You mean that your men let Ivanhoe escape from the castle? I trust that at least the messenger was dispatched.
Yes, Your Majesty. I assure you, sire, he will be in Austria within 3 days.
So that problem will definitely be settled then.
The negligence of Sir Front de Boeuf may serve to our advantage, my lord.
What do you mean?
Ivanhoe, the plague victim, must die for everyone's safety and protection.
2 birds with 1 stone. I get rid of my brother and Ivanhoe. Perfect. Front de Boeuf, organize a manhunt immediately. And this time you'd better not fail.
Have 2 loyal and impartial knights accompany you. One day, the history books will describe King John as the selfless monarch who courageously sacrificed his most gallant knight for the greater welfare of his people. What courage, sire.
We'll shoot him from a distance. We can't be taking any risks.
Are you sure there's no other way?
This is the only way.
Don't worry, it's only me.
Oh, I thought it was Front de Boeuf. He would have put me back on the north gate.
Tonight things will be quiet. Front de Boeuf is sent out on a manhunt.
Out on a manhunt?
Yeah, you know the fellow who escaped from Rotherwood?
Yeah?
Seems it was Ivanhoe. Come on, we need a 4th man for the card game. Don't worry about her. She never steps out at this time of night.
The symptoms have disappeared. Now I'm quite sure it's not the plague.
Why, that villain! Step back, Rebecca. I'll get him to talk.
Easy now. We mustn't rush things. Drink this, and you'll feel better.
Thank you.
Why did you say yesterday you didn't want to drink my potion? That you had had enough? What did you mean?
Leave me alone! Let me go!
Who does this money belong to?
It's mine! I earned it!
Earned it?
Yes, I did. Now leave me alone!
You were never sick with the plague. Someone gave you a potion.
Now talk, man.
It's true. A charlatan paid me to drink some potion. He told me it wasn't dangerous.
He was right. You'll be on your feet by tomorrow.
I didn't really want to, but I've got 6 children and nothing to feed them.
Since this man's not really sick, that means there's no plague in Rotherwood.
And Ivanhoe is in perfect health.
I must warn him. What's this?
It's from Torquilston, from Rowena.
Ivanhoe is in great danger. Please come quickly. Signed, Rowena. I must go to him. Ho! Do it now!
the forest! Too far away now! Fear not, milady. 'Tis I, Harold. There is no plague. We were tricked. We're all perfectly healthy.
Oh, thank God for that. They want to kill Ivanhoe. We must find him.
I'm afraid that if he thinks he's sick, Ivanhoe might not defend himself. Yeah.
Halt!
What? You're not?
No, my lord, I was ambushed, and my horse was stolen.
Who is this man?
I was supposed to
Oh, that's enough. We've wasted too much time. Follow the tracks of his horse. They'll lead us to Ivanhoe.
But...
Ha!
Here, Harold. Only Ivanhoe and I know of this place.
And you're sure that he'll come here too?
He won't ever forget the place where we had our first kiss.
And it's here I've elected to die, my love.
Ivanhoe! Where are you?
Stand back! I'm coming out!
You have no plague, Ivanhoe!
What?
The plague was a hoax dreamed up by Prince John.
Friends!
Rebecca is certain there was no epidemic at Rotherwood. That peasant she was caring for was drugged.
Drugged? No need then to lay siege to Rotherwood. A vile ruse planned by Prince John. We must warn the Archbishop and nobles if we're to save King Richard's life.
No, you must hide. Front de Boeuf wants you dead.
You hear that?
They will kill you, Ivanhoe. Please go.
Wait for me in the cave. I will stand and fight.
We really have no choice, you see, Ivanhoe.
I am with you now, Ivanhoe.
John? Lady Rowena, why are you here?
I wanted to see a plague victim up close.
Step aside, I must do my duty.
No, Ivanhoe isn't sick, as you know.
And there is no epidemic of plague at Rotherwood.
My lords, would I have kissed Ivanhoe if I knew he had the plague?
She's right. Put down your weapon, Front de Boeuf, now.
King Richard is in danger, my lords. The Emperor has imposed an ultimatum.
And we must pay his ransom or he'll be killed.
But we had no idea.
You knew of this?
Well, no, my lords, I assure you.
Enough talk. I'm sure that Front de Boeuf will agree to terminate the siege. To Rotherwood!
No one will be able to prove we didn't act in good faith.
Indeed, we have already found the culprit, Highness. Front de Boeuf, Bois Gilbert, go and get Dr. de Lazarus and throw him in prison.
And we can't be reproached for trying to save the people from a terrible plague.
Truer words were never spoken.
Here is what we collected, Ivanhoe.
Even with these contributions added to what we have, Eminence, we still have only half of the ransom asked by the Emperor.
I am certain this sum will be enough to remove the ultimatum. The Emperor will understand once you explain it.
You mean that...
Yes, Ivanhoe. You yourself will bring this to King Richard.
I will leave tonight, but by your leave, I wish to bid goodbye to my most loyal companion.
Let me see. He wears dresses and answers to the name of Rowena. That's his most loyal companion.
Ivanhoe?
Rowena. I wanted to say goodbye before I left for Austria.
Now, don't lose the gold on the way.
Goodbye, my friends.
Yeah! Goodbye, Ivanhoe!
Fine. I will grant a stay of execution. But tell the English that they will never see King Richard until every last shilling of the ransom has been paid in full.
I shall tell them, Highness.
You will leave Austria immediately. My people can't abide the English.
May I ask for one favor?
You wish to see your King Richard, do you?
Ivanhoe,